National, probably to seal the Trainers' Championship for Paul Nicholls as well, and beats Sunny Hill Boy in a photo finish. Brilliant, brilliant run from Seabass for Katie Walsh, who becomes the highest placed female jockey ever to ride in the Grand National. Daryl Jacob puts his hands to the sky and says thank you. And Paul Nicholls had a nervous wait, and that's his reaction as he heard the result of the photo finish. He's done it, and Georgie, his wife, there, and Cornelius Lycett from 5 Live grabbing the quick reaction. And Daryl Jacob, who is an emotional man, there will be tears in the winner's enclosure. And for John Hales, who for so long didn't want to have a runner in the Grand National, he and his wife Pat now celebrate victory in the most extraordinary circumstances. There are a lot of fallers out there. Neptune Collonges managed to avoid all the trouble, and a terrific, terrific success this for the Paul Nicholls yard. A class horse this, 11 stone 6 on his back. He's running Gold Cups. He's won the Punchestown Gold Cup twice as well. Finished behind Denman and Corto Star when Paul Nicholls had the 1, 2, 3. And there, poor Richie McClernand ponders what might have been, watches the rerun and thinks, could I have done anything different? And Richard Pittman alongside me, I hate to say this, but you know what that feels like, don't you?
I'm afraid I do. But none of them have done anything that they could have done differently. You know, Richie went for it all the time, the grey horse, getting, and it was the line. That is the closest finish we've seen. It's just agony for one and great jubilation for another. And Daryl Jacobs just, well, what does that mean to a jockey? He's thanking God, isn't he?
Richard, I just feel so sorry for Richie McClernand, hadn't he? He had it in the bag, and then it's just snatched away from him, and I just can't. I feel gutted for him.
You can't see it now, but Daryl's taken his teeth guard out, gum shield, and he's got it tucked into the band on his hand. They're all very vain. He knows he's going to get a good photograph, doesn't want a gum shield sticking out.
And Paul Nicholls, after all that jubilation, now just trying to take in this moment, the greatest of his training career, for all that he's achieved with Corto Star and with Denman and with Big Bucks. This a race that you can make no firm plans for, you can have no concrete expectations because so much can go wrong. But today it has gone right for this lovely grey horse, for Neptune Collonges, who at the age of 11 has won the Grand National.
But you know, the toughness of these horses, 8 of them coming together across the Anchor Bridge Road, and quite a few of them in with a chance, and then it just spreads out. Very few stay the 4.5 miles.
That was the one thing I was very impressed about this horse the last time he ran at Haydock. You know, he really stayed on. He nearly snatched it that day from Giles Cross, and here's John Joe's horse coming back in with Richie McClernand. What a brave race he ran. And John Joe thought he had it, didn't he?
Oh, must have done, exactly. Thought he was going to win his 2nd Grand National. Synchronised, went out of the race early, but he did it a couple of years ago with Don't Push It. Nearly did it there on Sunny Hill Boy, and he's such a sporting guy, you know.
Do you think he thought he'd won it, Claire, looking at him there?
I think his reaction there was just, gosh, my horse has run a great race. A great race.
Richie McClernand's parents are over from Ireland to see him today. I mean, so many people get affected by this race, don't they?
It's incredible. Also for the Houses, it's what a great day for them. You know, they had some great horses over the years. I was lucky enough to ride one man for them, and superb.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed the closest ever finish in the John Smith's Grand National, and in the very last stride, under a brilliant ride from Daryl Jacob, Neptune Collonges is the horse who has come home in front for his owner John Hales and for his trainer Paul Nicholls. Congratulations to the gallant grey, Neptune Collonges.
So Neptune Collonges, the very brave winner of the 2012 John Smith's Grand National. The man hugging his jockey is John Hales. The man whose investors are for. There's Richie McClernand. That's the difference between victory and defeat. And Daryl Jacob in the winner's enclosure. A very emotional win. And John Hales, who's famous in racing as the owner of One Man. He's a horse who so tragically lost his life here. But now there's Claire. She's hugging the winning trainer. I think she's going to do a winning interview.
This is a man who has been trying for so long to win this race, and with your 53rd runner, you've done it.
Yeah, and probably the best horse we've run in the race. At class form, we placed in Gold Cups, stays, genuine. Had a fantastic ride with Darryl when you analyse where he went, but it's a great horse and just absolutely brilliant. And I know my landlord Paul will be watching at home, and if it's not for all his help I wouldn't be in out, so thanks for everything, Paul, and the whole team was just fantastic.
And given the races that you've won and the Gold Cups that you've won, where on earth does this rank?
Well, it's blown Nicky Henderson out of the water now, so that's put that game over for this season, because I've given up just now.
You will be champion trainer, that's for sure.
It's just any good race, but this is the one we wanted as well, obviously. It's brilliant.
And Dan Skelton saying to you now, let's get ready for a picture, so we'll let you do that, and let's grab a word with Katie Walsh, who had the ride of your life there on Seabass. Terrific, and you are the highest placed female jockey ever in the race.
Yeah, sure, listen, I got an unbelievable spin. I was wrong a couple of times and he put me right. But it was a fantastic experience, great to get around, and can't believe it's over. I want to go back out and do it again.
And you looked for a long way as if you were going to win.
Yeah, I thought up in the third last, I was going okay, and just when he turned in, Barry just said to me, how are you going? And I pulled down my goggles, and he goes to me, geez, you're not going too bad, so, but he just got under the last, but still, like, I was never going to win, you know, and like, third was his best that I was going to be.
Fantastic. I'll let you weigh in, the scale's just behind us, so they need to check Katie as well. I thought the coolest thing she did was pulling down her goggles as she came to the second last to get set so she could have a clear vision of that. But for John Hales, the owner of this horse, he has had moments of huge delight and moments of tragedy as well. One man, the best horse that he owned, and he never before has had a runner in the Grand National. He didn't want to do it. His very first runner, Neptune Collonges, has come home the winner of this, and you've got to feel for Richie McClernand on Sunny Hill Boy, beaten in the tightest of finishes. But let's get the reaction. Daryl Jacob will speak to you again, and now that you have had time to take it in, and all the people that have supported you through your career, who are you thinking of most now?
Definitely, you know, Kieran Kelly. He's been a big help to me all through my career, and before I came over here, and he's the one who told me to come over to England, and you know, this is massive for him. And you know, I'm also delighted for Robert and Sally for bringing me along the way they have, and you know, also you know, with Paul, you know, really looking after me this year.
And that had to be an amazing thrill. Did you know you'd won?
It was very tough, and you know, it was a very close finish. I just kept my head down. I just kept going for all he was worth. You know, and fair play to the horse. He's dug very deep today. You know, he knew the gallop he wanted to go, and he jumped from fence to fence.
And that is the moment of that you can celebrate your victory. Dan Skelton whacking you on the back there as the photo finish is announced.
Yeah, exactly. It was you know, it's a massive team effort, and you know, all credit to everyone down at Ditchett. You know, it's a real team effort, and you know, I'm very glad to be, I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
I'm so pleased for you, Darryl. Just a great moment.
Thank you very much.
And also, we must offer congratulations to the winning owner, John Hales. You've been involved with an awful lot of good horses, and this has to be the greatest, but almost our most heart-stopping moment of all.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's when he crossed the line, I thought he might have got it, and my first thought was, well, if he's got it, Paul's retained the Trainers' Championship. And I thought, well, thank you, Aintree, you owed me this one, but you know why, from many years ago. It split the family coming here. My wife was 50-50. Lisa, my daughter, is show jumping in Southwell. She couldn't face it. Now she's just overwhelmed with emotion down there because we've had sad memories of coming to Aintree. Got nothing against Aintree. We love coming here, and thank God today, you know, we've come up trumps.
Really thrilled for you. Well done.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, what a dramatic Grand National it sees. Neptune Collonges win at 33-1. Second, Sunny Hill Boy at 16-1. Seabass 8-1, joint favourite was third. It's Cabba Bleu fourth at 16-1. And fifth, In Compliance 100-1. Fabulous race.
Just seen Ted Walsh behind me, and he says to Katie, what did you think? How did it feel? And the thrill for her of finishing third in the National, that is just a fabulous moment. What a great ride she gave Seabass. But let's now join the team to review the 2012 Grand National of what happened in a very eventful race. And celebrations for John Hales and for Paul Nicholls. And John and his wife Pat up there for such a long time, huge supporters of jump racing and show jumping indeed. And John Hales, his first runner in the Grand National. He wasn't in front at all, not for any stride, until the very final stride by the line.